This is Malachi. He's new to our little tribe, and there he goes. He wasn't going to stay for introductions that long, but for those of you who are new here, my name is Grace, and I am on a weight loss journey using semaglutide through Amble. I'm going to explain that more in probably this, but mostly later videos. This is a happy 4th of July. Come with me on a few days while we glow up and reset after a couple kind of hard weeks personally and professionally. It's just been a little bit of a ball busting 2 weeks. Busy. And I feel like, oh, hey there, bud. I feel like I just need kind of a reset. I need it to be about me. And while I might go into some details about my semaglutide journey, I don't think that's really going to be what the video is about necessarily. So either way, you should stick around though. Find out with me. Well, the first things I do when I get up in the morning is take a spoonful of coconut cult and have my oxy shred. So let's go ahead and do that. I currently have the coconut cult in strawberry and in chocolate. The chocolate flavor is hands down the best. I've tried the normal coconut cult flavor and strawberry, which I'm working through now. And while strawberry is pretty good, the chocolate one's just the best because it tastes like a chocolate cheesecake bite. For those of you who don't know what coconut cult is, it's like a prebiotic yogurt. I did my research before starting to take coconut cult, and apparently you have to have it with a plastic spoon rather than a metal spoon, because I guess the metal spoon can affect the probiotic cultures in the yogurt, and you're only supposed to take a spoonful. That's it, because it's pretty potent. Otherwise you're gonna have a hard time later in the day. Other tips I've heard, not just eating with a plastic spoon, but don't double dip, which that should go without saying because you're not really supposed to have more than one spoonful anyways. And don't stir it, don't shake it, don't slam it down on the counter because it's going to upset the cultures inside. And I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but like often I've been finding it gets kind of like watery over time, or you might find it in the store and there's like a layer of like liquid at the bottom, and I do whatever I can to avoid getting a jar that has that layer of liquid on it. So I did find one that was nice and solid. Looking forward to this one. And I've only got about 2 or 3 more servings left in this before I can move on to the next one. Okay, here I've got my plastic spoon. I only take about that much. I try not to, again, like stir it while I'm grabbing the spoonful, but I have a hard time finding this outside of stores like Whole Foods or Fresh Market. So if you are looking for something like this, you're probably not gonna find it in like a Kroger. You're gonna need to go to a specialized health store or a specialized grocery store that has like more Whole Foods, like Whole Foods. The second thing that I take on like an empty stomach is Oxy Shred. I used to also take this as a pre-workout, but I don't really do that anymore because this is more of just a caffeinated supplement with some fat burners, and I'll usually take pre-workout now before an actual workout, but I start my day with a scoop of coconut cult and a scoop of Oxy Shred. This one is in the flavor Gummy Snake, and it is the best flavor. I just finished Cosmic Blast, and that would be my second favorite, but by far I've come back to Gummy Snake for years now. Because it tastes like candy, but also I've kind of likened it to what it tastes like to have orange juice on like a vacation somewhere. They've since changed their formula a little bit. It does taste more like candy, but it used to have more of like kind of a pineapple flavor. So I'm gonna go enjoy this and then get ready for the day.
Could you catch me up here? Tell me what you fell. My head is filling bottles that keep falling off the shelf.
So hopefully you can't really hear the dishwasher going in the background, but I've decided I'm gonna take you guys along through shot day, which for me is on Sundays, and that is when I take my semaglutide shot. I take it once a week. I take the maximum dose right now of semaglutide, which is 2.5 milligrams, milliliters, whatever the unit is. It's early still, the caffeine hasn't kicked in, and I'll talk to you guys about what that routine looks like. Really, this is to kind of show you like what sustainable weight loss using a medication like semaglutide looks like for someone who's taking a compound medication and fitting it into their lifestyle while also applying some lifestyle changes along the way. Also on Sunday, I'm getting a haircut, and I know that doesn't seem like a big deal. Most girly pops go and get their hair cut like every other month. I have probably gone like well over a year, maybe 2 years, maybe going on 3 years since I've had a formal haircut. It's probably been 2 years, I would say. Hasn't been much longer than 2 years, but I'm done looking like a darn hippie. As you can see, my hair is pretty long, and I've been kind of playing with the idea of getting like a bob. Not like a bob, but like a bob. And of course, I've been flying the idea past Joe, my boyfriend, and he's reiterated that he would like for me to keep my hair long. Ultimately, it's my choice, but he is the one who has to look at me. I mean, at least at the bare minimum, like that much has to go or something. And I was thinking layers, and then lastly, I'm not trying to go broke in this whole process. So once I have my hair cut, I'm going to be using one of those old school cap and pick highlighting kits. And what, like 15 bucks at Walgreens? I know ideally I should just have it all done when I'm getting my hair cut, but the difference in price is like $55 versus close to $300 if you're going to do the full like color and everything. I was playing around with adding the highlighter before this haircut, but I figured it would be a lot easier to pull my hair through the little holes in the cap if it's like this length, as opposed to pulling twice as much hair through the holes. So that's really what has informed the order in which I'm going to be doing this.
Well, every word hit like a prism, not a color that was wasted. I could see through every layer, this was heaven, I could taste it.
I'm calling you Bob.
Tapping on the counter, terracotta floor. Voices warm and blended, weaving through the door.
Makeup is done. I'm going to make some breakfast and then we'll get changed and ready for the day. But right now my go-to, my default is yogurt bowls. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking running the dishwasher at this time, but you're gonna bear with me. We're gonna be patient together. We have our assemblage for our yogurt bowl. First, what I like to do is, you know how a lot of yogurt has like fruit at the bottom, and some people like to drizzle peanut butter maybe on top of their yogurt bowl or their oats, but sorry, I'm just getting hit with a wave of nausea. That just means I'm hungry. I need to get something in my stomach. I find that when I feel nauseous on semaglutide, it's usually because I haven't eaten enough fiber, or I'm hungry, or I'm dehydrated. And that's usually when symptoms like nausea will kind of like come up. But as I was saying, typically you would see people drizzle like a little bit of peanut butter on top of their yogurt, but I like to do a little like how some yogurts come with fruit on the bottom. I like to do a little bit of yogurt on the bottom. So I take the spoon that I plan to enjoy with, and I just gotta do a little bit of a stir. Sorry, ran out of storage while I was trying to explain that. So let's do the abridged version of what I put in my yogurt bowl. Okay, so I take about 1.5 tablespoons, and I just lay that in the bottom of my bowl. Then typically I like to use the Okios 000 yogurt for my yogurt bowls, but they were out of that at my local store, so I did the next best thing, which was the Chobani Zero Sugar Vanilla Greek Yogurt. I always like to do vanilla because plain is just kind of gnarly. And then I eyeball about a cup of yogurt, which will be about a serving. And so we've assembled about a cup of yogurt on top of a tablespoon and a half of peanut butter. Then on top, I'm going to go ahead and just microwave some mixed berries for about 45 seconds so that they're not like super frozen and hurt my teeth, because that's a thing. I grab a handful of berries, literally. Microwaving the berries also kind of gives it this like consistency. Microwaving the berries also kind of gives it this like nice and, I don't know, juicy consistency. And lastly, I sprinkle about just a couple of sprinkles of Catalina Crunch. I like the chocolate peanut butter flavor the best, but we also do have, I think, the honey graham flavor and the cinnamon toast flavor if I ever need to like switch it up. I'm just gonna go ahead and dump these on. And there you have it. It's not my most aesthetic plating of this breakfast. This bowl's a little bit deep for what I usually like to use for my yogurt bowls. But as you can tell, we're doing dishes right now. That's why it's been running. It's been so loud, so had to make do. But there you have it. I'm not really fully sure of the macros on this, but it would be high in protein and under 400 calories, which is usually just kind of my goal for my first meal of the day. So I just spent the last hour cleaning while my phone was offloading like 30 gigs of videos and photos off of my phone. So now there should be plenty of storage now to keep filming. Here I went and thought like, oh, it's such a beautiful day. I'm gonna go and get, a coffee and maybe do some birthday shopping for my sister, but it looks like there's some rain coming in. So we're gonna go and get that done quickly so we can come back and stay out of it. Okay, here we go. Ready to rock, ready to roll. We're going to press on with our plans given the impending weather, and we're gonna pivot as needed. This morning I got on the scale and I was in the 160s, which I know for some people, everything's relative. For some people, 160 something is really freaking heavy. And technically it is for me also. Like, I think that in order to be below the obesity like cutoff for my height at 5'2", you have to be 167. And right now I'm sitting at like 169 and a half. But for having been in the 170s, the high 170s, grazing the 180s for like the past year or two, it's, we're gonna take the win. And a lot of it really does have to do with the fact that the playing field has been leveled by the medication that I'm on. It feels like I have unlocked some sort of, sorry, is this distracting? Basically, all of my efforts, all of the water I drink, all of the steps I take, all of the lifting I do, it's outweighed by the fact that like my appetite is greater and the food noise is greater than I can manage by myself. And this medication just quiets the noise. The medication makes you feel full for longer. It makes you feel full faster while you're eating. It's definitely been a game changer, and it feels like it's unlocked the progress that I would have been making with all of my other efforts combined, but that were being outweighed by my appetite. For those of you who are curious, I do get my medication from an online website called Amble. It's one of the main GLP-1 providers on the market. And I say that with the caveat and the asterisk that like GLP-1 medications, specifically compounding, are under a lot of scrutiny from the media. There's a lot of legal activity happening around the whole scope of GLP-1 medications and patents, and Eli Lilly has gone after Amble. Eli Lilly has gone after a lot of other compounding pharmacies, trying to make it so that they're the only supplier of their medications like tirzepatide. Novo Nordisk is the one that makes Ozempic and Wegovy. I'm pretty sure that they're also invested in these lawsuits and going after compounding pharmacies also. So there's a lot of change happening in the landscape that is compounded medication. I know that Amble in particular has been adding more additives to their compounded medications to make the formula different than that which Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk are producing with their pens. So I know my custom dose I think is actually closer to 2.3 milliliters or 2.3 units, plus there's B vitamins added to it, and that changes the formula enough that they're able to compound without lawsuits. I do know that Empower Pharmacy has recently filed a lawsuit against Eli Lilly for their patent on tirzepatide, basically citing that these peptides that happen naturally in the human body shouldn't be patentable. It should be something that other providers are able to manufacture and produce, which I agree. You know, this medication is huge, and not to, you know, get up on the soapbox for too long, but it's helping people overcome obesity and therefore a lot of the comorbidities that come with being obese. That being said, I do know that once I get to, I think it's like a BMI, a certain BMI, for me, I know my weight would be like 134. Once I hit that healthy weight, they no longer prescribe people their medication, and I do believe that I would like to maintain or be on a maintenance dose of this medication for the long term. So I'm gonna have to cross that bridge when I get there at some point. For now, I've got a ways to go. I've got, you know, over 30 pounds to lose before I'm at that point, and that's what this is for. So you can come along and be part of that journey with me. I got frazzled when I was finally asked to order because I sat there for a minute with the camera rolling. And then as soon as I hit stop, she asked, and I was like, oh no. Yeah, but I got the hazelnut oat milk shaken espresso grande and a jalapeno pocket because it's getting close to lunchtime. Yeah, apparently it's gonna thunder and lightning shortly, so hopefully I get in and out of I'm gonna go try the J. Crew factory outlet for some stuff for my sister. She has a late August birthday, and I feel like that's kind of appropriate for like J. Crew vibe. If I can find something with lobsters, I keep getting advertised things on Facebook, and I think it's kind of her vibe also. Thank you. You too, thank you. Don't mind me while I just keep trashing my car. I can see the storm on the horizon. I am not together. There we go. Oh yes. I 100% make my coffee at home, like on weekdays, but on weekends, all bets are off. So I hadn't realized how dangerous it was going to be in there, but I found my sister a cute cardigan and a really pretty clip for her hair, which I don't want to share on here just because I know when I go to post like the thumbnail and stuff, she might watch the video. So, but I did get myself just a little something on sale, just this cute beaded necklace. And in fact, how about, let's just put it on real quick because it's that cute. This is it. This is my splurge for the weekend. That and the coffee out and about. So I know beaded necklaces are like really in right now for the summer. I know Anthropologie, like there's apparently some necklace that's really popular right now. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I like that a lot. Here, I'm gonna tighten it to the next rung. That is cute. Actually, I want to loosen it back up one. And it's starting to rain, so I gotta get moving or I'm gonna get caught in it. Oh, I love that. Yeah, that is really cute. I'm wearing kind of an oversized shirt. This shirt's cute, but like what's cute about it is what's on the back, which I can't really show you given I'm seated. It's like a big stack of sardines and It says Cagliari, Italy on it, which is one of the ports that we would go to a lot when I worked on cruise ships. So when I saw it, yeah, that was the reason. Anyway, trailing off, let's head home and see how things stand. Joe opted to stay in the car, but we did a little adventure drive down Coffee Bluff. I've never been down this way, but that's super cute. This is a little public park, according to a sign up there, but there's a nice little seat. So yeah, you'll be catching me here on a regular basis, just getting out and sitting by the water. Been complaining to Joe how we just never get to the beach. We never get down to the water, and this is 5 minutes from the house. Been living here for years and I didn't know this was here. I love it. Here, this is the, see the name of it here. The Herbert Batiste Observation Pier. It's super cute. Nice little free parking area, and it sounds like there's some live music happening at the actual marina itself. Did I set up this tanning bed 10 minutes before it's projected to get stormy? Yeah, I did. Do I regret it? Nah. It's the next day. Last night Joe made some really yummy turkey burgers for dinner for 4th of July, and then we watched the movie Sinners on HBO Max, and that was really good too. That was a unique one. It's been a while since I've seen like a good original movie. And then we shot off a firework, and now this morning we're gonna be going to breakfast and then getting some supplies at Costco. That's how we're gonna be starting the day. Got back from Costco and gonna go do a leg day today, starting a new program in the Alive app. I know I've talked about that before in previous videos, but it's an app I use and follow along with to complete different workouts. And this one is going to be a 6-week leg focused split. I'm gonna be drinking EHP Labs BCAAs when I'm there and using Bum pre-workout. I don't really care for the Bum that much. It's a little bit sweet, so I'm definitely looking for a pre-workout that's a little bit more palatable, but using this up in the meantime. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Right now, you can save 50 pounds per person. That's 200 pounds off of a family of 4. Cuties. There's a baby somewhere. Oh, babe, it's here. Hey, baby, it's okay. Oh, no, baby. No, baby, no. Baby. Stopping in at a Walmart here. Hoping that they have my Skinny Cow ice cream sandwiches. We'll see.
Really clean protein bar. What is that? Never heard of it. Good. What sounds good? Power Crunch. Kodiak bar that I haven't seen before. Caffeinated Cliff bars.
Ow. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll be in this aisle. Oh, I don't see birthday cake flavor, but that'll do, pig. Fine. Whoever told me about birthday cake Skinny Cows,
They're just trolling.
they were. Rah. No. Sunday. Okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. It is shot day, yay! So I'll go ahead and show you guys my routine when it comes to shot day. This lighting is bad. There. Here is the mini fridge in my office. Joe got me this for Christmas. When I had originally asked him for a mini fridge, I had pictured like something that could hold just like 2 or 3 drinks and maybe some cosmetics, but he went above and beyond. He got me like a hotel fridge. So here, just de-shoeing. Oh, here's the contents of my fridge. I keep the old boxes of my medication just for reference, like a receipt here in this drawer. I know there's probably a better way. I could take like pictures of them and then throw them out, but we'll get there. And then to keep track of which vial I'm actively using, I keep it in a Tupperware. And ideally I would like to keep these vials upright, just for my own peace of mind. But here is the current vial I'm using. This vial is from Mochi. And to kind of explain, when watching the news about how things were changing in the landscape of semaglutide and accessibility, affordability, whether or not compounding pharmacies would be able to continue selling or prescribing compound semaglutide, I did get kind of worried, and I did start to stockpile. So in order to do that, I simply started by re-upping my prescription as soon as it was noted as available for reorder, and that would typically be like a week before I would actually need to reorder. So I was already ahead of the game by a couple vials early on, but I also then subscribed to Mochi. So in addition to the prescriptions I was getting from Amble, I was also getting prescribed the same dosage. After consultation, after speaking with the doctor that I was assigned when I started up with Mochi, I started receiving 2 vials a month. I've since stopped that because it gets expensive. You know, each of these is about $180 for a month's supply of this medication, and I just simply can't afford to continue stockpiling, nor do I think it's necessary anymore, given that Even with the lawsuits that Amble, Mochi, all these compounding pharmacies are starting to see from the big pharma companies like Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, they're still actively prescribing. As you can see, my 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, I have 5 vials ahead of this one here. And so I'm stockpiled and good. This has the dosage for this current vial, and I have them lined up chronologically from when I received them. So I have an Amble, a Mochi, an Amble, a Mochi, and then an Amble, and I'm still receiving my prescriptions from Amble. I did cancel Mochi. That was the one I chose to nix because overall I really like how Amble operates. I haven't had any problems with them, and since they are the ones that I've been using the longest, clearly it's the one I want to continue going with. But this vial here, I have to have like 100 units per week of this vial, where typically with the Amble ones, the dosage amount is much smaller because it's like more concentrated. So I'm not really a fan of injecting like a full syringe. And that's another reason why, you know, I kind of prefer Amble over Mochi in these cases, but we're gonna take our shot. It's early on Sunday. It is currently going on 11. I have been taking my dosage originally on Friday afternoons, like Friday evenings, but with trips that have been coming up, some traveling, I don't like to travel with my medication, so I started taking my medicine a day or two later to kind of accommodate some past trips. And right now I'm working on walking my shot date back up to Fridays from Mondays. So I'm each week taking it about 12 hours earlier. So right now I'm taking it early on Sunday. Last week I took it Sunday night, and then next week I will take it late in the day on Saturday until we get up to like Friday evening. So it'll be a few weeks. This way I'm not making like a big jump from one day to like an earlier day. So one thing I'll never be out of ever in my life is syringes, because they send you like a million every time you re-up, so that's fun. So here's the syringe we're gonna be using today. Take an alcohol pad, and we first use it to clean off the vial lid. And I'm also going to clean the spot on my belly that I'm going to be injecting. I'm not gonna be injecting on screen, but like you can see everything else. And then we go ahead and we put, like, we're gonna fill up the syringe with as much air as we're going to be filling it with medication. And we're gonna go ahead and inject that air into the vial. You want to try not to mess up this part, not just for obvious reasons, but the more times that you pierce the vial with the needle, the duller the needle is gonna be. And then the less fun that's gonna be when you go to inject. And we just inject it nice and slow, or not inject, we just start pulling the medication nice and slow. Again, I hate that this is like 100 units, but that's what it calls for because it has so much like B vitamins and whatever else they mixed in with the semaglutide. You get it up to, I'm gonna inject a bit back. There, we don't need to take too much. And we make sure there's no big air bubbles. I used to be really afraid of like even the teeniest, tiniest bubble used to freak me out. Just wanna make sure that we're getting just a tiny little drop at the end there. No big bubbles, and we're good. Okay, so I did change my mind, and I thought I was on camera filming, taking my shot, and I thought it was a big brave girl for doing that because it did smart a little bit, but I must have forgotten to hit record. So I guess thank you for making me feel like I was doing that not alone, but you actually weren't here. So at the salon, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm like weirdly nervous. I think it's just because I haven't gotten my hair cut in like 2 years, so I'm excited, but also like just nervous that I'm gonna embarrass myself. I don't know, salon etiquette. It's been a minute, and I'm just not like the chattiest in the chair. And done. What do we think? I like it. It is definitely different. It feels lighter. I almost asked her to take off a little bit more length, but I think I'm glad that I didn't, because I think I think we need to take it like one step at a time. I may or may not have like tried 50 takes at doing like a transition video.
Yeah, I be missed for the road. My oldest like counting racks. My middle one, she's in a dirt bike. My youngest is just like a mama.
Now I don't look like a dirty hippie anymore. This is great. I like it. So Joe and I just got back from an early dinner and a quick stop to that same Walmart we went to yesterday, but this time I did find the birthday cake flavored Skinny House, so I'm excited to try that. It was hidden behind the vanilla chocolate ones. I just didn't see it last time. I think now is a good a time as any to sign off. Oh, it's been fun. It's been real. I always get extra Sunday scaries when it comes to starting a work week after a long weekend, but I feel like that's just, it's not a unique experience. That's pretty universal. I know this might not have been like the most informative vlog, but I'm really just kind of looking to getting back into the groove of consistency. I mean, I didn't really make or post anything long form content wise since Boston in April. So thank you for hanging out with me this weekend. As always, if you have any questions about semaglutide or taking compound GLP-1 medications for weight loss, drop a comment below and I will absolutely answer any questions you have. If I start seeing any reoccurring themes, any questions that come up more than once, then I will address it in an upcoming video so that it's out there. But thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and I will see you guys in the next one.